Half of first-time sailboat buyers regret their decision, blindsided by hidden defects, spiraling costs, or comfort issues nobody warned them about. Buying a boat is not like buying a car. It is closer to choosing a life support system, where one missed detail can follow you for years. If the wrong decision could threaten your safety or your savings, what mistakes do new owners keep repeating? And how do you avoid them? A sailboat is not a vehicle you simply drive off the lot and forget until the next oil change. Saltwater attacks every surface, from hull to rigging, while the sun degrades plastics, seals, and even the strongest metals. Depreciation is not a slow curve, it is a steep drop. Used sailboats often lose 20 to 30% of their value in just 5 years, a figure that dwarfs typical car depreciation. But the real difference goes deeper than numbers on a spreadsheet. A car's job is to get you from one place to another on predictable roads. A sailboat's job is to keep you alive in an unpredictable environment. Every system, from the hull's lamination to the rigging and keel, must handle forces that can change in seconds. At sea, the loads on a mast or hull can spike without warning. One storm, one rogue wave, and any hidden weakness becomes a crisis. A boat that looks pristine in a marina may have hidden core rot, compromised bonds between the deck and hull, or rigging that is years past its safe lifespan. These flaws do not just mean inconvenience. They can mean flooding, dismasting, or mechanical failure far from help. Buying a sailboat means accepting that survival at sea starts before you ever leave the dock. The systems you inherit, some visible, many not, carry the consequences of every previous owner's choices. Unlike a car, where a breakdown usually means a tow, a failure at sea can threaten your safety and your savings. The stakes are built into the structure itself, not just the price tag. Alex stood in the cockpit, drawn to the warm glow of varnished teak and the promise of classic lines. The broker's story painted a picture of adventure, but the real story hid beneath the surface. Teak decks, while beautiful, can conceal water intrusion that spreads through the core like core rot in an old tree. A moisture meter pressed to the deck near the chain plates spiked, revealing soft wood beneath. Repairing widespread core rot often means peeling back every plank, a job that can cost tens of thousands of dollars and leave the boat out of commission for months. Beneath the deck, the standing rigging, wires that hold the mast upright, looked clean at first glance. But the survey log showed the last replacement date was over a decade ago. Stainless steel exposed to salt and stress can fail suddenly with little warning. Replacement for a 35-foot boat often runs over $10,000, and supply chain delays can stretch the process for 6 months. Some buyers, lured by low asking prices, skip this step, only to face a dismasting at sea or an insurance refusal after purchase. Cosmetic upgrades, like fresh paint or new cushions, can distract from structural flaws. A deck-to-hull bond that is cracked or poorly sealed lets water creep in, weakening the boat's backbone. One owner's story ended with a deck separating from the hull during a storm, a failure that started with a hairline crack no one noticed. The allure of a beautiful boat fades quickly when hidden repairs drain savings and leave dreams stranded on the hard. Seasickness and fatigue drive more sailors to quit than any mechanical failure. A boat's motion is dictated by its roll period, the time it takes to swing from side to side. For most people, the discomfort zone falls between 8 and 12 seconds. Boats with roll periods in this range can exhaust crew and trigger nausea, even in calm weather. Pilots and engineers often assume they will adapt, only to discover that their tolerance ends far sooner than expected. The wrong layout can make matters worse. Berths too far forward, galleys that force you to brace with every wave, and companionways that become hazards when you are tired or ill, all increase risk. Human limits set the boundary for safe passages, not just the boat's specifications. Yet even the best design cannot protect you from what you do not see. Brokers may promise that a vessel is sound, but insurance companies and lenders demand proof. A professional survey, priced at $15 to $25 per foot, is more than a formality. It is the difference between a manageable repair and a financial trap. Deferred surveys allow hidden core rot, old rigging, and electrical issues to slip through. Insurance claims can be denied for pre-existing defects, leaving owners with the full cost of repairs. The surveyor's report becomes your only leverage. It documents faults, sets a baseline for negotiation, and can prevent a costly mistake from becoming permanent. Due diligence is not just paperwork. It is a test of whether your expectations match reality. The comfort of a boat at anchor, the reliability of its systems, and the security of your investment all depend on facing these limits head-on before you sign. The next step is learning how to inspect what matters most. A surveyor handed Alex a moisture meter and explained its purpose, detecting water hidden inside deck and hull cores. Moisture readings above 15% in wood or 4% in fiberglass meant trouble. Alex pressed the probes into a grid of small squares along the side deck. The numbers jumped near a stanchion, signaling a possible leak. Next came the hammer tap test. A coin tapped along the hull produced a clear ringing sound. Then the coin reached a dull patch beneath the port lights. That thud indicated delamination, a separation of fiberglass layers that weakens the structure. Even a small area could spread, especially if left unrepaired. The inspection moved to the engine. Instead of just starting it cold, the surveyor insisted on a full load test. The engine was run in gear at cruising RPM, watching for smoke, vibration, or falling oil pressure. A healthy engine held steady. A tired one belched black smoke or overheated. Oil was drawn for lab analysis, checking for metal shavings or water, signs of bearing wear or head gasket leaks that might not show up during a short run at the dock. Electrical systems demanded their own checks. Battery load testers measured capacity under stress, revealing weak cells that could fail offshore. The surveyor traced wiring for corrosion and loose connections, comparing the layout to ABYC standards for marine safety. Redundant circuits, labeled fuses, and clean battery terminals meant fewer surprises later. Each test, from moisture detection to engine load, exposed weaknesses that no sales brochure would mention. These steps turned the inspection into a diagnostic process, not a guessing game, and gave Alex a real sense of what survival at sea would demand. Alex gripped the wheel as the surveyor called for more sail. With the wind building, the boat heeled past 20 degrees, water rushing along the rail. At this angle, every flaw in the rigging and hull became obvious. The helm grew heavy, demanding constant correction. A well-balanced boat should track straight, with only light pressure needed to hold course. Excessive helm or a sudden lurch signaled problems, either a warped rudder, tired rigging, or hidden hull distortion. The surveyor watched the mast bend, listening for unfamiliar creaks, and checked the telltales streaming from the sails. Any flutter or odd vibration meant a system under stress. On a sea trial, these details matter more than any marina walkthrough. The engine was tested next, run up to cruising speed while under load. Oil pressure and temperature held steady, but the surveyor insisted on a full throttle burst. A healthy engine should accelerate smoothly, without smoke or hesitation. Stumbling, smoke, or overheating warned of expensive trouble ahead, often a $10,000 repair on a mid-sized boat. The sea trial revealed what static inspections could not, how the systems performed when pushed, and whether the boat inspired confidence or caution. Cost projections came last, but not as an afterthought. For a used sailboat in the 30 to 40 foot range, first-year expenses often reach 10 to 20% of the purchase price. Haul-outs, rigging, insurance, slip fees, and surprise repairs add up quickly. The true cost of ownership is not a single number, but a curve, steepest in the first year and rising again with every deferred maintenance cycle. A boat that passes its sea trial and budget check is ready for the next chapter. Most buyers discover this only after the fact. Alex now had the numbers in hand before signing anything. Right now, tens of thousands of new owners face annual costs and safety risks they never anticipated, simply because they treated a sailboat like any other purchase. In boating, ignorance is not just expensive, it is dangerous. The sea waits for no one to catch up. Thank you for watching.